This is the voice of Union Christian Public School.
The radio of UCPS. Your voice, your station, your pride.
Hello UCPS, this is your RJ Hesley.
And RJ Bertina, and you've tuned into Vox Populi, the voice of UCPS.
Now, to start off today's show, let's honor the real-life heroes in white coats. July 1st was Doctor's Day, celebrated in memory of Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy, former Chief Minister of West Bengal and a legendary physician. A salute to the selfless service, healing hands, and unwavering dedication of doctors all over the world.
Today, we're delighted to welcome Dr. Anusha Cherian, Professor, Department of Anesthesiology and Critical Care, Jippa Medical College, Puducherry, who has dedicated her life to care for others with compassion and commitment. Now, over to you, Anusha ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. I'm RJ Bertina from Vox Populi. Welcome to our show. We're truly grateful to have you with us.
Thank you very much for having me here with the students of Union Christian Public School. It's truly an honor to be speaking with the next generation of dreamers, thinkers, and maybe future doctors.
Thank you, ma'am. To begin with, could you share with us what inspired you to become a doctor?
Yeah, so I grew up in Pondicherry and I studied AV school, which is in the JIPMA campus itself. I used to watch a lot of doctors every day in and out of school. And my mom used to take me to JIPMER as well if I had any health-related issues, where I watched firsthand, especially the time I visited the emergency room when I met with an accident. I saw how teams of doctors worked together, talking to patients and healing them. And I also had the opportunity to interact with several senior doctors as they were parents of my classmates. And these sort of helped me understand a bit about this profession. So I had this idea of becoming a very young age. So at that time, I was not aware of the amount of hard work that would have to go in to become a doctor, and that it just doesn't stop there. And the other thing was, I was really impressed with the science of biology fascinated me as such, and I was also impressed with the science of problem solving, which we do a lot as doctors, and then combining it with compassion and the want to help others made me want to become a doctor. So I guess everything just worked together and got me where I am today.
That's so inspiring, ma'am. Many of our students dream of becoming doctors too. What advice would you give to young, aspiring medical students, ma'am?
Yeah, so I know some of you might already be thinking about becoming a doctor. Maybe you've been inspired by a family member, a kind doctor you met, or even your love for science and helping others. So whatever your reason, I just want to tell you that it's a beautiful dream. And my advice to all of you who are thinking about medicine is simple. Stay curious, stay kind, humble, and stay strong. And medicine is a demanding path. It will test your resilience, your patience, and your values. There will be long nights, difficult decisions, lots of doubts. Not to scare you here, but it is one of the most rewarding professions. And I feel so privileged to have had so many opportunities to take care of people when they are most vulnerable and to help them and see them heal or bring comfort to their family. So then you will understand that it was all worth it. So during COVID pandemic, being a doctor who works mostly in the ICU, I had to take care of a lot of patients with COVID in our ICU who are really ill, critically ill on ventilator and everything. Many of them have recovered and some of them still come to us and tell us how grateful they are. So to be a great doctor, you need to train yourself to be a good listener, have empathy, be a good friend and a kind human being, along with being very curious about how the body works, ask questions. And of course, you must study seriously. Believe in yourself because no dream is too big if you're able to work towards it. And if I could do it, I'm sure anybody else could. It's all about walking one step at a time towards your goal.
Thank you for such inspiring words, ma'am. What would you say is the most rewarding thing about being a doctor?
What I find most rewarding about being a doctor, especially in critical care, is the opportunity to make a difference where it matters the most. So, in the ICU, we see so many patients admitted with severe head injury, or those who have undergone complex surgeries or have had a cardiac arrest. So, these are like high stakes life or death situations where we need to step in, step up, stabilize the patient, manage complex physiological changes. So here, critical care requires intense focus and quick decision-making skills along with precision. So it just reminds me every day about the resilience of the human body and how much difference a skilled and empathetic team could bring to saving lives. We should remember that these are the most vulnerable and uncertain moments of a patient and their family's lives. So this is a huge responsibility as well as a privilege that only a few of us would get the opportunity to face. So the amount of trust that they bring along when they come to you is so humbling that it makes you want to be a lifelong learner, constantly updating yourself on the latest information. Also, I like to teach as this is a part of my profession, and I have taught and mentored several future doctors in my field who have further gone on to inspire several other doctors and so on. So I find that really satisfying and rewarding. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your wisdom, your journey, and your time with us. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Coming up next is something absolutely adorable. Our tiniest stars from kindergarten are ready to steal the show with a sweet little tune. Our little champs rocked.
We've stepped out of the studio and walked into a very special kitchen for Tasty Tiffin Time, our cooking segment. Are you curious to know whose kitchen it is?
Hesley, Bertina, what are you guys doing here? Aren't you guys the RJs from Vox Populi, our school radio?
Yes, Anita ma'am. In this episode, we have selected your kitchen for a recipe. Can you help us with some yummy dish?
Well, I'm honored. Welcome home.
Ma'am, what are you going to be cooking for us today?
Well, now that you're here as my special guest, I think it's time for something sweet. Let me first see what I have. I have some bananas and, of course, salt and sugar. How about we make some instant banana fritters?
Everyone, be ready with your pen and book to write down the recipe.
So let's start. First things first, let's gather our ingredients. We have some ripe bananas. You can add as much as you want. We have some flour. You need almost 3 tablespoons of that. 1 tablespoon of sugar. You can add or reduce it based on your requirement. Just a pinch of salt for taste. You can add a pinch of cardamom or cinnamon if you want. You can just ignore that totally if you don't like it. You can add 2 teaspoons of milk. And of course, we need oil for frying. So let's do this, children. Let's mash the banana in a bowl. Let's use a fork and do that. Add the flour, sugar, salt. I'm adding a pinch of cardamom powder to it. Now you can see that it is turned into a thick batter. Let's just adjust the consistency. You can add little milk or water. It should be scoopable, not runny. So meanwhile, I just put the pan on the stove and we've heated oil. You can just drop spoons of these small dollops of this batter and we need to deep fry it. If you want, you can shallow fry it as well. Okay, children, it's ready. You can see them, it's turned golden brown. Would you like to taste it? Let me know how it is.
Wow, yummy, yummy. That was indeed delicious. Thank you, ma'am, for opening your home and heart to us. Listeners, we hope you will try this recipe and make memories of your own.
Thank you so much, children. I also enjoyed being with you today.
Alright, it's time to get ready for some giggles, chuckles, and belly laughs. Because it's stand up time. We have Ryan George Matthew of Class 11 to cheer us up with a stand up comedy.
Hello, hello, UCPS. If you're all wondering who's this handsome guy speaking, well, I'm RJ Ryan, coming live from Vox Populi station. I'm here to crack some jokes and share some funny instances in my life. Finally, they gave their mic to someone more talented and experienced. No offense, RJ, but honestly. On every night before the exams, I'm like Sherlock Holmes, connecting the red strings on a board, trying to figure out how photosynthesis relates to World War II. The best part is when you're surrounded by open books, YouTube videos titled How to Study Physics in 10 Minutes by Vedantu. Yeah, Vedantu. My study strategy is very simple. First day, make an organized timetable. Second day, start coloring that timetable. And third day, tab that timetable. And finally on the fourth day, start a new timetable. But school exams are even funnier. Before getting inside the exam hall, my friend be like, touch your forehead if it's option A, touch your chest if it's option B, and touch your stomach if it's option C. And then inside the exam hall, my friend and I trying to make eye contact. But that one invigilator has the eyes of a hawk. Even if you move your neck or stretch your back, they think that you're signaling NASA. But the last 10 minutes in the exam is when I go peak Olympic mode. Sweat on your forehead, your leg is shaking, you're trying to summarize 3 pages into one. One hand is writing, the other one is praying. But the luckiest are the last roll numbers, like me. When the invigilator collects a paper from roll number 16, I'm like writing the last 5 mark like Usain Bolt. But CBSE board's result day is like a thriller movie. I will never forget that day, bro. Server not found, website crashes, your Aadhaar card is unfortunately not linked to your phone number. Meanwhile, my heart is literally beating 120 beats per second. But snacks breaks are a totally different story. We all have that one friend who eats alone in the canteen without anyone's notice. They'll hide in one corner of the school and eat. They'll also eat in the bathroom when there's so many people. Well, that's it from me. I know you guys are all sad, but fear not because I'll definitely come back. This is your RJ Ryan signing off. Thank you and goodbye.
Keep smiling, keep laughing, and remember, life is too short to be serious all the time. Unless you're a math teacher, of course.
Do you know why trees are being planted all over India from July 1st to 7th?
It's Van Mahotsav, the festival of forests, a time to celebrate nature and commit to a greener tomorrow. Today, we're honored to have a very special guest, a distinguished scientist from the Ministry of Earth Science, Dr. Shika Elizabeth John. Now, over to you, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. I'm RJ Hesley from Vox Populi. Welcome to our show. We are delighted to have you with us today.
Hello.
Let's start with a basic yet important question. Why is Van Mahotsav celebrated every year?
Van Mahotsav, or the Festival of Trees, was conceived in 1950 under the vision of Dr. K. Munshi, a visionary thinker, freedom fighter, and independent India's first Union Minister for Food and Agriculture. Now, more than an initiative to promote tree planting, I believe his vision was far more urgent and farsighted. Dr. Munshi likely foresaw what many of us are now experiencing, a world which is under tremendous strain from an unevenly exploding population. We know what's happening in India and China. And to meet the demands of this population, we have drastically expanding cities. To accommodate human greed, and the relentless exploitation of natural systems and resources to meet the rising human demand. So, like many visionaries before him, I believe he recognized the vicious cycle of this unsustainable growth. Even then, So one Mahotsav, I feel, was born from the need to nurture not just forests, but to build a collective conscience among citizens, among Indians. A reminder that Earth is not ours to dominate. We are just a part of it.
How can young minds contribute meaningfully to protect forests beyond just planting trees, ma'am?
That's a good question. Of course, planting trees is a wonderful start, but protecting forests and nature goes much deeper than that. What young people need to realize is that real conservation begins with awareness, with asking the right questions, and with the simple decision to let nature breathe. But I feel that it is humanity at large that needs to recognize this fact, not just the young generation. You see, the young of today will inherit whatever we leave behind. So, like the animals that I spoke about earlier who are being forced out of their forests, your future is also under threat. This isn't someone else's problem. It is yours, it is our problem. And that's why protecting what needs to be protected, whether it's our forests, our rivers, or even just our sense of kindness, it shouldn't be a special effort at all. It should be a way of life. I believe every single act of kindness is a way of protecting our planet, our humanity. And I don't see a difference. A kind heart doesn't destroy at all. It gives, it nurtures. Nature is kind. We know that. But the question is, are we kind? Our daily life, what we eat, what we wear, how we treat public spaces, how much we waste, these are all part of how we protect or harm the environment, the planet. If we truly care, then we are celebrating the festival not just for a week, but through the way we live life every day.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights with us today. Your words have truly helped us understand that planting a tree is not just an act of celebration, it's an investment in our planet's future.
Thank you for having me here today. It is a pleasure.
Plant a tree, pick up litter, save water, speak up, because every small action we take at UCPS makes a big difference for our Earth. Together, let's be the generation that heals the world.
And now it's time for World This Week, brought to you by Sensen.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sensen, bringing you top news headlines for this week. US President Donald Trump voiced optimism on Friday, 27 June, about a new ceasefire in Gaza, saying an agreement involving Israel and Hamas could come as early as next week. And on Tuesday, 2nd of July, Israel had agreed to the necessary conditions to finalize a 60-day ceasefire in Gaza, during which efforts will be made to end the US allies' war in the Palestinian enclave. A Delhi court on July 1st sentenced social activist and Narmada Bachao Andolan leader Medha Patkar to 5 months of imprisonment in a more than 2-decade-old criminal defamation case lodged against her by Vinay Kumar Saxena, the present Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. 17 dead in a massive explosion at a pharma unit near Hyderabad. India and Ghana on Wednesday elevated their ties to the level of a comprehensive partnership after Prime Minister Narendra Modi held wide-range talks with President John Dramani Mahama. Sports news. Grandmaster R. Pragnananda became India's top-ranked chess player in the live ratings after winning the UZ Chess Cup Masters 2025 in Tashkent on Friday, June 27, 2025. Ayush Shetty notched up his first BWF World Tour title with a commanding straight games victory over Canada's Brian Yang in the men's single final of the US Open Super 300. That's all for news. Stay tuned for more updates right here on Vox Populi.
Keep dreaming and believe in the impossible. That's it for today. Until next time, this is RJ Bertina
and RJ Hesley signing off with a smile, saying, your voice, your station, your pride. UCPS forever.
This is the voice of Union Christian Public School.
The radio of UCPS. Your voice, your station, your pride.
Vox Populi.